Fuck Isaac Rankin. Thank you everyone for joining in tonight. That's us done. Podcast is over. Verns, thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone that's joined in. That's our 7 seconds of the pod. We'll be back again next Tuesday. Thank you so much. And remember, fuck Isaac Rankin. No, I'm just joking. We're only getting started tonight. Welcome back to the Supercoach Hub AFL Classic Podcast. Vernstrom, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I went down to Phillip Island again, spent more time with my dog. That's just what I've been doing.
Very nice, very nice. And for everyone that's joining us, you can clearly see that Joshy is not here tonight. Apparently, he had some important dinner or something. So yeah, apparently he doesn't know how to send a message and give some prior warning. So as soon as I said, fuck Isaac Rankin, fuck Isaac Heaney, and fuck Joshy as well. Burns, how did your week go, my friend?
Oh, mate, it was a rough week. Like, I'm so surprised when I moved down in the rankings at my current rank. I dropped to 2247. Look, we all know my team's pretty pod heavy. I don't own Merritt. I don't own Sheasel. I don't own, Jackson went big this week. I don't own Sink. And like Cardwell went big. A lot of people got on him. Like, I don't have Rosie. I don't have Neil. Like, there's a lot of players that went big this week that are pretty decently owned. And I didn't own any of them. So it was a very, very rough week.
So what, if you mind me asking, what is
No,
your
I don't want
rank,
you
my
asking.
dear friend? What
It's
what is it?
22,542. Went back 2,300 spots.
Right. So you're pretty much stone cold like Starcevich was. Is that fair to say?
Mate, worse.
Worse. Yeah, right. Well, I had an absolute pox week. I scored just over 2,300 with a 2,307. My team is absolutely, completely, and utterly fucked. Thank you to the Isaacs. And Gorn as well for just having a weak bone in his foot. I mean, you've got fucking two of them. Harden up. My season rank, I fell 639 spots. I'm sitting at 3K. And unfortunately, Joshy is not here tonight because he is the highest ranked member of the hub so far. I think he's sitting in 2.4K, I think. And he pumped out something like 2,480 or something. It was almost a 2.5. So he's done very, very well. But it's a shame he's not here. So we're just going to say that he scored 1,700 and his rank's blown out to 17,000. So again, fuck the Isaacs and fuck Joshy. Ferns, we're just going to go straight into the market summary, mate. You know what to do. You're, again, fuck Joshy. You're better than him at this. So just go for it, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Before we just quickly jump in, I mean, Isaac Heaney obviously got upheld 99.8% of the top 5% of them. So basically everyone owns him. So it's kind of the worst case scenario for those that don't have a 23rd premium. Like, this is super ideal for 23rd premium players. You just put them on, they cover for a week, and it's awesome. And us stuck on 22, we're obviously not going to trade him for a 1 week, and we're going to have rookie cover, and it's going to suck. And I'm going to fall even further behind. Also, I thought I'd just add to it. I also captained Zorko this week, so it's been a fucking great week. But we will jump into it. So number 5, most traded in player. I guess it makes sense with Gorn being out for a few weeks here. It's actually Timmy English. So 5.8% of the top 5% have traded him in. Had a big week this week. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised there. I mean, I personally was eyeballing De Koning, but now we have the potential test and we don't even know if he's getting up. And there's a lot of mayhem at the moment, and it's not good. Like, it's not good with all these short-term injuries. Like, long-term, no problem. Trade them out. Don't worry about it. But these short-term, they're killer. They're absolute killer.
I completely agree, mate. Like, most of us would probably have Kruger as well. So
Yeah.
if Kruger goes, say, like, and like, there's better chance in hell freezing over than this happening. But if Kruger goes 85 or 90, you don't trade Gorn. Like, you just literally, like, it's not worth the trade because, like, English last year, if he was in last year's form, absolutely. But Yeah, nah, not this year. So, and it's Friday night as well, so you can see what Kruger scores. So just loop him, see what happens. Don't get locked into anything straight away. Like, just reassess as the games go on, because he was all right against the Bombers. Like, the Pies are shit, let's face it, but 60, I think it was a 63. If you could bump that,
Yeah.
if he kicks more goal, a few more posies, get that to an 80, you probably don't trade and just wait for more news on Gorn.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Kruger there too is in that game, he had a few instances where he just was so close to holding a contested mark, like twice in defense, once that he like tapped it like 5 times and he just couldn't get it. There was one contested in front of goals that he definitely he should have had it and he just drops it in front of himself. And as you say, he like marks one of those, like a defensive contested mark near their goals is like +8. And then a contested mark in front of your goals, you're probably kicking the goals. You're easily pushing that 80. So, as someone that had the field Kruger this week for Fisher, I was watching him closely, and it's very frustrating. But hopefully, this week he can clunk a few of those.
And obviously, Darcy Cameron. There was a lot of rumors going around that he's got broken ribs, but it's only bruised ribs. So I still think that his ruck percentage won't be as high as what it has been. Sorry, and Kruger's probably going to see a little bit more CBA/ruck contest. So surely we can get 10 or 15 more points out of him. Who's next,
That'd
mate?
be very nice. Just before we do jump there, I guess quickly, the good news here, I guess, from going the English is about 35k cheaper. So maybe the other reasoning for going to English is that 35k lets you fix up somewhere else. If you do have a Rankin or something, actually Rankin's so expensive, you could just go to anyone.
Ranking can get fucked.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll jump on then. Next
on.
one, most traded in. It's actually Lewis Humphreys. So he's traded in by 6.2%. Sorry, Lawson Humphreys. Oh God, I wish I could read names. From Geelong. He's defender mid. I guess if people are looking to downgrade, cool. And if you need cover, it makes sense. Maybe you have McGovern or something, and you need cover, so you're bringing him in. Because otherwise, I think we discussed this last week. I'd rather go to a 102k rookie, bank the extra 15k, but maybe the 117k, and you get a playing, I guess, rookie to cover for a premium. Maybe that's the logic there. Yeah, I mean,
if I had any trades left, like I won't after this week, but if you've got an Elliot Yeo or a Nick Martin and you can bring this guy into your midfield, then I'd probably pay the extra 15k just for that over a 102k player, just for that warm body with that defensive DPP.
Yeah, no, completely fair enough if you don't have that swing. And as I said, you might need cover this week. We have a fair few players out. So jumping into the third slot, it is going to be Luke Jackson. So 6.8%. I mean, this makes a lot of sense to me because if Gorn's missing, you bring him in as a 2030 covers for Gorn. Awesome. Makes a lot of sense. And that's why a lot of people have had him from the start. It's not even that he's done crazy numbers. It's just that ruck cover if they end up missing a few weeks, especially if you don't have a Kruger. On top of it, Darcy is missing a week with concussion. And who does Jackson have this week? I'm pretty sure it's a good matchup. It's Hawthorn, so it's okay.
Meek, yeah. I don't like. I'm all for that's just in reference to the matchup, but I am 100% all for bringing in Jackson. Absolutely,
Yeah.
like I own him. Darcy's going to be out, and like that. That's a no fucking brainer.
Yeah, yep. No, for some reason I might have been thinking of DeConning, who's got English this week, but yeah, I mean Meek isn't the greatest matchup, unfortunately. But Jackson's pretty good. They are playing at UTAS though, so that does suck, but it makes sense. At the end of the day, you're covering, Max Gorn score probably. Next one that we will move on to, the second most traded in player this week, 8.1%. And I think it's people that saw this massive score and want to be a part of it. It's Connor Rosie. This one I'm not actually as big as a fan of. I mean, it makes sense in the sense like it made more sense if you got him when he was like 410k or 430k. Like he was so dirt cheap that it was basically like you were probably sidewaysing a rookie to him at that point. Like it would have been so easy. But The problem with him is he doesn't offer that DPP cover. Like, you want a 23rd player that can cover the midfield and the forward, or the midfield and defense, or defense. You want that DPP to be able to cover multiple lines. Rosie covering one line, it doesn't feel as good. And now it feels like you're semi-chasing points. Like, don't get me wrong, this guy's a steal for his price. But I would almost prefer somebody with a DPP swing at a similar price, probably.
Who would you suggest?
Oof.
Because
Cardwell's
like,
probably too expensive at this stage. I wouldn't go there. Sorry, I've got all the most traded in players here in front of me right now. I wouldn't go McKercher. There's a lot of good defenders I like as well, so I really want to bring up defenders. Young's not the end of the world.
I'm looking at this currently. Rosie's 495k. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, he's basically 500k. I honestly, with DPP, God, there's literally no one. There's genuinely no one.
Yeah, I need to bring up a new.
I wouldn't rather Nick Martin. I'd probably take McKercher over Rosie, to be fair. But I don't know.
It does depend, I guess, on how much more money, because Cardwell being 50k more, that's a fair bit of money. That's probably too much to consider similar. Same with Sinclair. Young only 30k, but I definitely don't like the idea of having Young. He's been pretty inconsistent. Yeah, it does actually get a bit hard, I guess.
Because, like, as you said, when he was 410, like, I jumped on then, and I've been super critical of him. He had 18 posies in the first quarter, and I know that they absolutely shat on the Dogs. But, I mean, he's still a fucking pansy, though. Like, it doesn't matter whether he scores 1,000 points for the rest of the year. I paid 600,000 for this clown, traded him out, and then traded him back in $200,000 cheaper. So as far as I'm concerned, him and Rankin can also get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, like, it's a hard one. Like, I don't mind the idea, but maybe if you're getting a 24th player, like if he's a 24th, cool. I wouldn't bring him in as a 22nd. And I would prefer DPP on my 23rd personally, even if they don't have mid DPP, even if it was a Luke Jackson, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, awesome. So we will jump to the number one most traded in player. And everyone may be 1 week late here, but we all know Joshy has been this guy's biggest fan. He's been pumping his tires up for so long. And then Friday night against the Pies, he demonstrated. It is Jai Caldwell. Sorry, I said it last week as well. 16.7% have traded them in. Look, I do hate that Kruger played at the same time, because if I was ever going to side with Fisher to anyone, it was going to be to Caldwell, and I needed to see Kruger first, because there's no way I was doing that if Kruger popped off. But yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good 23rd player. That's a good sideways from Rankin. That's just a good trade.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Like, nothing more to add, mate. Like, I'm in full agreement of that.
Awesome. So we will jump into the most traded out. Sorry, I just saw who number one is, and you love it. So the fifth most traded out player in the top 5% to start us off, it is Joel Frazier. So 4.2% have traded them out. I'm guessing that's people that are pushing for a 23rd premium at this stage, because, I mean, he could be covering many players that are out this week, many. So I'm assuming you're upgrading him to a 23rd if you're moving him on.
But I would have thought you would have done that last week when he was the sub.
Probably, but maybe people just didn't have the luxury to do that. Maybe they needed a little bit more cash on top of a Kruger or a Dowling. Maybe they just needed a little bit more time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I moved him on a fair while ago, but it's just that DPP that is so handy. But yeah, no objections with that at all.
Easy. Jumping into the fourth most traded out player, and it is Alex Sexton. I own Alex Sexton, and I was eyeballing trading him off so quickly after that Suns game, and then a bunch of carnage happened, and I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna have to hold him on, eh?
He hasn't been that bad.
He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been good, and It's disappointing to see such a low floor because you feel like with the role he has, he should have a pretty safe floor to at least get up to the 70 mark in a worst case scenario. And you'd hope he'd have a bit more of a ceiling, but it feels like his ceiling's barely 100 at that. And his floor is apparently less than 60. Like it doesn't feel good. But with Miller out of the mix, does that mean that Flanders ends up with more mid-time, which is maybe better for Sexton? I mean, this should have been a good week for Sexton as well. I feel like Powell got moved forward because they were trying some wacky shit in the fourth. Sexton should have had a lot of the ball. And I mean, he never takes a dangerous kick. Okay, he never takes a good dangerous kick. Whenever he does a dangerous kick, it's a turnover. Otherwise, it's a kick 15 meters that gave him no advantage.
It's just chip, mark. That's literally it. That's all he's capable of.
Oh yeah.
Is there any chance he gets dropped? Any chance he gets dropped after Dimmer's comments?
Thing. Definitely could. It's so scary. Oh god. Even worse, ends up playing forward.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, only because of his DPP, I'd try and keep him this week.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to keep him and try and get a 23rd player, and then he can stay as my 23rd cover. But there's just so much carnage right now that I'm surprised people are moving him on. Like, I'm very surprised he's getting moved on. Like, do you not have other things to be doing? I mean, Miller, Gawn, Rankin, they're all guys that got injured. McGovern got injured. Who else got injured? I feel like there's a few other notable ones.
McGovern's only going to miss 1 week. Like, if he only misses 1 week, like that is props to him because that shit would fucking hurt.
Look, I made my YouTube video earlier today and I talked about trading him because I heard he was like 6 to 8, and then out of nowhere, like an hour later, I hear he's 1 week, and I'm like, wait, what? So I need to go reassess that. But once again, it's like a terrible situation. Like if he's 6 to 8, you know what? All owners have to trade him. Don't have to worry about it. Goddamn 1 week, but maybe longer, because how trustworthy is that without a 23rd cover? Like, man, thank the Lord Caulfield's back, so I don't have to feel pink, but still, it's not good. It's not good.
No, but I mean, in saying that, if McGovern does miss 1 week, like that is huge. Surely it's not one. Surely.
Oh, you know what? He's taken hits in the ribs like 3 times this season now, so.
Well, yeah, I guess obviously back to Sexton, I'd trade Rankin and Took before Sexton, clearly.
Yeah, Sexton's the luxury trade that if the carnage didn't really affect you, maybe you had only a Rankin, you're going to hold a Gawn, you can downgrade Rankin to a Cordwell, then you get the extra 40K, you put that on top of Sexton, and you get like a 500K forward, someone that's actually decent. Maybe that's what could be happening there with some people. I mean, I wish I had some extra money to play with. Saying that, he's still been outscoring Kerner the last 2 weeks, so I mean, positives.
Oh, fuck,
probably shouldn't start on that one either.
Show me a more gutless fucking prick than Charlie Curnow on the weekend. Did he even rock up? No umpire help, and the bloke literally goes to water. Is it fucking September yet? No, it's not, because that's normally when he shits the bed. And he was fucking disastrous. He was so shit. And the only goal that he kicked was when it fell into his lap, and he was literally from me to the screen away from the goals. Talk about literal pea hard, just so fucking soft. Move on.
All right, so the next one, third most traded out player, 13.7% traded out in the top 5% is Touk Miller. Wrist injury, 2 to 3 weeks, they said.
It was meant to be 3 to 4, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, sorry, 3 to 4. I was going through the injury list before. Might be getting it mixed up with Gawn. But yeah, I mean, that really does. It does suck, and he hadn't been in good form either. So on top of it, he's already lost a ton of money, and now he's 480K. Yep. Like, that's the worst case scenario. Like, oh god, that sucks.
You got to have like a lot of coin to drop on top of him. Like, who else do you go to at that price? Rosé.
Maybe that's why people are going to him. Oh, that makes a bit more sense now, actually.
What if you've got Rosé? Who do you go to?
Oh, even Green's gone up to like 550K after a few big weeks. Hey, you got Matt Rao without Touk Miller, 470K, maybe. Clayton Oliver, 411.
I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than bring in fucking Matty Rowell again. He
I
is.
mean,
Actually,
Horn
I would
France.
go Took to McKercher, 100%.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Not the worst shout. Not the worst shout. I mean, we do have Horn Francis into Gold Coast without Took this week. Maybe. I know
Do
you're
you
not a big
really
fan
want
of Horn
Butters,
Francis, though.
Rosie, and Horn Francis?
Yeah, no, fair point. That sounds awful. I mean, positive.
No,
Only one
and
of them
you
can get
probably got
tagged.
Houston as well. Oh, you might as well just bring in the whole fucking midfield. Chuck in Ollie Wines as well. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Oh,
been holding them since the start.
you
Yeah.
are a bad, bad man. All right, who's next?
All right. Next, we got Max Gorn. 14% of the top 5% have traded him out. And once again, this becomes a bit hard because I think Gorn on the injury list, it says 2 to 3 weeks. He himself said he reckons he's 1 to 2, though. You'd hate the trade Gorn and he's back in a week. I would think he's at least 2. If you're trading him, you're hoping he's at least 3. Like, that's what I'm thinking there.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
once again, that's why Jackson's traded him so heavily, because people want cover. I mean, you're not trading Gorn to Jackson. You're not doing that, but you're trading Jackson in to cover Gorn missing this week, obviously, and potentially the coming weeks.
And if you've already got Jackson, you literally just loop Kruger.
Yeah,
see what happens. Like, it's very easy.
yeah.
If Kruger somehow pops, you're laughing.
The other thing I did find crazy here, I guess, is we saw English was traded in only 4%, but Gorn's traded out 14%. I mean, where's that other 10% going? People must be jumping on Cherry. There was a few that I saw into Koning.
Marshall,
I mean, who else?
Briggs.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, Briggs is pretty cheap and did finally have his best game of the season after 17 rounds. So maybe people are thinking that he's coming.
Yeah, but they played the Heidelberg Knights, so they didn't play fucking anyone.
Yeah, and I wouldn't feel comfortable with Briggs. But yeah, we'll move on to number 1. It is your man, Isaac Rankin. 15.1% of the top 5% have traded them out. I honestly expect that number to increase. Obviously, it's a Tuesday night. There's still 26.3% of people holding him. And if you're not playing for leagues, you're probably trading him. Saying that, I do know a lot of people that had run out of trades already because they were trading so aggressively. Saying that those people already have 23rd, 24th premiums, so they've probably at least got decent cover for Rankin. But I wouldn't be surprised if that 15% goes up to 25, 30% before the start of the week.
Ferns, in your opinion, how far off the ball do you reckon it was?
It wasn't that far. Like, he did dip a fair bit away from the contest, but I mean, meters wise, maybe 5 at most, I'd say.
So what kind of shit for brains fucking idiot decides that that's a decent act to do and just to go through with it? Like, clearly he didn't mean to completely knock him out. But my God, what a fucking delinquent. What a dead set just shit bloke. Shit bloke. Like, that's Cozzy Pickett levels of shit blokeness. That's just,
That's just
my
the
God.
not thinking, You've got pressure on
No.
you. You're not thinking. You just want to get away from them, and he just does something stupid.
Like, just so dumb. So dumb. As I said at the start, he can just get fucked. And like,
I know you're going to love me for this, but when I saw him do it, I don't have Rankin. When I saw him do it, as bad as it was, I was like, yes, let's go. Let's fucking go. I need this so bad.
I saw it happen, and I just thought, like, no, like, how much of a brain fade do you have to have in order to do that? Like, clearly he didn't mean to, just completely knock him out, but why? Why?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, just so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. Like, he's let his teammates down. He's let fucking everyone down. And most importantly, he's let me down. Me. Because I'm going to be using my last trade to get that fucking genuine, just absolute muppet out of my team. Like, I genuinely don't care. He can get fucked. I'm not holding him for 4 weeks. He can get fucked, and once he gets there, he can fuck off again. Simple as that. So, yeah, fuck him. If you've got trades, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Simple as that. Ferns, would you hold or trade Rankin?
I'll definitely trade. I mean, 4 weeks.
Absolutely.
That's ages. He needs to go.
Yeah, simple as that. And just to reiterate, you don't own him, do you?
No, I do not.
Well, maybe you can get fucked as well. I traded Fisher to him, so fuck me, just such a dickhead. Oh, that was our last one, wasn't it, mate?
That definitely was. That did wrap us up.
Oh, mate, thank you so much for stepping in once again for Joshy's footsteps. You do an amazing job at it, my friend. And we're going to get to some questions now. And this bloke is your biggest fan. Like, I'm not actually even talking crap right now. The Sir 420 says Verns has a bit of that Ginnivan blonde to him now. Verns, what's your response to that, mate?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yep, happy with that.
Yep,
Don't
cool.
disagree.
Fair enough.
Don't really care. Goodness. John O'Carroll says, "What the actual heck is going on this week?" Well, I mean, it was interesting. Obviously, Heaney's ban got upheld, which
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
he'd get off.
surprising.
It's like Jesse Hogan, he punched a bloke in the face, basically, got off. Butters got off, and I think there was one more. Someone else got off. Yet Heaney doesn't. Rankin deserves to go. As I said, he can get fucked. And Gawn is just an injury. Like, it's just unfortunate that Gawn gets injured and obviously those who won't took. Like, injuries just happen. But the suspensions on top of it, that's an absolute shit show. Absolute shit show. What do you think of Gawn to Briggs from our good friend Embed of Joel? Now, this bloke is sitting, I'm fairly sure, around the 700 mark. What's your thoughts on this, Ferns?
It's ballsy. I mean, you know what? You want to take a punch at the top 100? That's the kind of move you could do it with. I mean, Briggs has been bad this year. He's been bad. Doesn't have a good average. He played DeConning this week, who also injured himself. Like, he hurt his ankle as well.
Yeah, he's a test for this week.
Yeah. So he also even hurt himself in the second half of the game. So Briggs literally had 0 ruckmen to compete with for like an entire quarter. Yeah, drop to 148. That's awesome. That's amazing. Is he going to do that again? Oh, honestly, I think that's probably his biggest score of the season. But if you think that all of a sudden he's found some form and the Briggs of last year is about to come storming home, then
he was
trust your gut.
Last year. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably be looking to go to English if you have the trades to facilitate that. But huge.
I mean, English is saving you cash as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Briggs is saving you like an extra 60 on top of that, but there's a reason that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're spot on. Spot on. Juicy Gerbil, well, I can't believe I'm ranked higher than Mr. Verns. Verns, do you have anything to say to this?
You and 22,000 other people, mate.
And if you haven't checked out the Juicy Gerbil's page, have a look. Whoever runs it does an amazing job putting all that AI shit together because Jesus Christ, do you get a laugh from it. Emmett of Joel just sent in, I captained Sarong and managed the 2-3-7-5 down 81 spots to 731. Well, once you bring Briggs in this week, you'll shoot back up to, top 500. Top 500. Juicy Gerbil, his trades were, I traded Jackson out for Rankin last week. I'm thinking Gawn to Marshall, Rankin to Joshy's wife Caldwell, and then either Green to Neil or Curnow to Moore. I actually like that. But in this situation, I'd rather Neil over Moore, but I think Green scores higher than Curnow. So I'd probably go Curnow to Moore. That's what I thought. Verns, your thoughts on this, mate?
Yeah, it's really the points gap at the end of the day. If Curnow averages 90, Moore averages 90, you're not really gaining anything. And that's from this point onwards. I know you just had 2 bad weeks at Curnow, but it's going to feel 10 times worse if you had 2 bad weeks at Curnow and then he finally comes out this week and does something. Where Green and Neil, that does feel like it could be maybe a 105 compared to a 115.
You're spot on. And Curnow does have the Dogs with no Liam Jones. So
yeah, and Dogs just let someone go massive on them, didn't they?
Georgiades kick 5, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Sherry, Verns?
Man, Sherry is a hard read. I say hard read, but like he was being so good this year. Like, you could say unexpectedly good, but like we knew he was good when he came in like 2 years ago, sort of thing. He's now had last year in the system, and then this year was his real explosion of a year. Goldie completely gone. But I mean, the fun fact, I forgot who dropped the stat, but apparently Cherry had the easiest ruck point until about, so like, I think up until round 15, he had the easiest ruck run of any ruck in the competition. And, is that a part as to why he'd been so good? But then the last couple of weeks, when it's meant to start getting harder, he's still been really good. Like, I don't
Did
know,
you
like,
see him sell the candy in that play?
yeah, bro, he's real. Yeah,
That
God.
was some mad hops right there. That
Bro,
was very
also
nice.
Sheasel's fake kick off the ground that had them all running. Oh my, that was actually
Yeah.
insane. That
No,
was,
they've got some class there. They're going to be a very good team.
yeah. Well, I
Oh,
think the difference was Sherry was good even when they were getting shit on. And now all of
yep.
a sudden, North are being competitive and Sherry's just better. Like he all of a sudden has a midfield to hit to. And on top of that, he loves to tackle. He loves to be involved. Like he's just got great work ethic and you love seeing it. Like, I forgot who he ran. He ran down Sullivan in our game, and I was like, "Damn, this is like."
And almost in the West Coast game, Liam Ryan.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god,
Yep,
it's
yep.
actually so good to see him chase people down. He just hustles so hard for it. Like, and
And
even I
because he's
think
wearing a
this
helmet
week,
as well.
I forgot who it was this week, but this week I remember him chasing someone. He didn't catch him, but he put enough pressure on that they shanked the kick. Like, he's great to watch. And yeah, no, I definitely love. I love anyone that honestly, if you've started Sherry, like that's such a good play. It would have been so good to hold him all
Oh,
year. And if you want to go on the Sherry, I think that's good. Like I think Sherry's definitely considering Gorn out of the equation. He's going to be one of those top ruckmen. I mean, assuming DeCoing plays every game, Gorn,
which he
and then
won't.
English. Yeah, and then English, like he's up there with those four, like any
Yep.
one of them. So
Oh, perfect answer actually, because I agree with all that. I'm a big Sherry fan.
yeah,
The Surf 420. If Fisher misses this week with Rankin and Heaney out, how cooked are you if you have Kerno in your team? Burns, do you own Kerno?
I do not. I was really sad when I didn't bring him in and he dropped that 118. And then the last 2 weeks, I felt pretty blessed. I mean, hasn't helped my team at all, but I've still felt blessed.
Oh, actually, I will take the Carlton choking of a 39-point lead just to have Kerno shit the bed in Supercoach. That's a trade-off I can take. But Jesus Christ, he's got to turn it around soon. Emmett of Joel, Nath should low-key hold ranking can get fucked. Ranking can get fucked as far as I'm concerned. Jesus Christ. Kevin Mahasenadan. I butchered that like there's no tomorrow. Apologies, Big Kev. G'day, guys. Rankin to Caldwell or McKercher DPP? Thanks. Caldwell. I love the Kirch, but Caldwell. Verns, your thoughts?
Agreed.
The Gerbil wants to know which American sitcom did you boys prefer? Friends, How I Met Your Mother, or Frasier? That's a very nice play on the Bulldogs rookie. Ferns, just out of curiosity, who did you like? Which show did you like more?
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, yeah, I'd probably agree. I mean, Jennifer Aniston in Friends was literally one of the reasons why I watched it. She was absolutely fantastic. I think we all know why. We'll move on now. What was the bigger disaster, Kurno's 33 or Collingwood getting reamed by Essington? Um, no, I expected Collingwood to lose. I didn't expect Kurno to literally, like, just non-existent. What was your thoughts, Ferns? What was the biggest disaster?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely said that we were going to lose to Essendon. You didn't have faith in us coming into the week.
No.
Yeah. Where Kerno, I mean, weren't they also missing? Were they missing Buckley or someone? Like GWS was missing a key defender as well, and they had
Yeah.
to bring in like
Yep.
a rookie, and Kerno still just did nothing, which was really surprising. We really thought that the keys from Carlton were about to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, well, Mackay kicked four. He had three in the first quarter. That was disgusting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really made you spew up. Surf 420, who is sponsoring today's pod. Beautiful segue. Thank you. We are sponsored by the boys at Honeyball. So make sure you check them out on Twitter. And the website, you get live updates for literally everything. Coaches presser, they were one of the first ones out with Simo being sacked tonight, which I'm sure everybody knows about now. You get live updates of injuries, pressers, and team lineups. So go check the boys out there. And the Sir wants to know, is Neil the hottest mid one can potentially luxury trade in? Yes, if they already have Josh Dunkley. I would prefer Dunkley over Neil. Just. Ferns, your thoughts?
Yeah, it definitely feels that the last 3 weeks. I mean, Dunkley's been 140 for the last three, which feels awesome as a Dunkley owner. But I mean, Neil's 179. I look, just random sidetrack here, but I had a cash league matchup, and I decided unfortunately to captain Zorko instead of Dunks, but they captained Neil, and I lost a match that I really shouldn't have lost, and I was so upset. I also lost last week's by like 3 points as well, and all of a sudden I'm out of the 8 for the cash league. I'm like, please, why?
Is
it was the only thing going for me.
We always promote gambling responsibly, of course. Can I ask, is the cash league entry upwards or lower than, say, a pineapple?
A pineapple? I'm actually so lost by what you mean by a pineapple.
What kind of note is yellow?
Oh, okay, yeah. What I mean, can I just say it was yellow? Like,
yeah, perfect, done. All right. How do you feel about Heaney following in Barry Hall's footsteps when he sent Brent Staker into oblivion that one time? I mean, Heaney's was just a little bitch swinging arm. If he was going to do it, he should have done it right, like Barry Hall. Ferns, your thoughts?
Dude, this was so rough. Like, even watching the replay on it, like I was watching it trying to like even understand how it was even reported in the first place. Like it doesn't look like it's anything. And I think because I was reading over like the tribunal stuff, it's like, as Heaney says, you do that through the game constantly. You have our hands on you. They're always holding you. You're naturally breaking the arms behind you. It's a common, football action. And then for randomly, as he's going to break his arms, Webster's all of a sudden dropped to his knees and his chest height, and all of a sudden him breaking arms turns into a smack in the face. And it's like, that just felt unlucky for Heaney. Like, why is Webster's head even that far down? Like, what? What are you doing down there, bro?
I just couldn't understand how Heaney gets upheld, yet Butters gets thrown out. Hogan punches a bloke in the face, gets thrown out. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
General Brownlow contender as well. Like, that's so stiff. Oh, if this was Cripps, he'd be getting off. Come on.
Well, fair, Carlton's lawyer is an absolute genius. Their last 8 hearings, they've all been successful.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's actually
like the man just knows how to get them off. He's very good at what he does, and he earned Cripps another Brownlow. So yeah. Gerbil wants to know, when are auditions opening for Joshy's vacant spot? I'd like to put myself forward. I can also... Jesus, I said I was going to read all the questions before I put them up. Fuck me. My people will contact your people. Hopefully no one read that out. Verns, this is for you, mate. Verns, what is one anime from this new season that you'd recommend others to check out?
Yeah, I would put it on Kaiju number 8. I've been loving that. Obviously, you have the new season of Hero Academy, but that's not really new anime. But yeah, Kaiju number 8 would be my recommendation.
And for us people that like sunlight and touching grass, can you translate that to English? What does that mean?
It's just the name of a show, bro. It's all it is.
Okay.
It's all good.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Will Collingwood make finals? No. I think Brisbane are finally, but yeah, absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. Ferns, do the Pies make finals?
Fuck, bro. I told you last week, I always have faith. Every time. Even when we're losing, I got faith we're going to make it. I just always believe. Brisbane, though, they actually look mental. They look ready to take it home this year. Like, whoo! Which is funny because, I mean, they've lost so many games at home, and all of a sudden, this isn't the same story as last year. Like, undefeatable at home, pretty good on the road. Now they've been losing games at home, but just being, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're just in great form at the right time.
No, completely agree. Completely agree. Gerber wants to know, what is your favourite type of pastry? Verns, I'll let you answer this one first.
Sheesh, pastry. Can I just say a meat pie or something like this? I don't know if that really counts, but I'm gonna just say that. Like, I'm happy with like a steak and mushy pie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with like Danish pastry, um, custard pastry. Oh, fucked if I know. Very weird question.
Oh,
Um, Tully Beaver wants to know, hey boys, got Gordon Heaney only from the chaos this week, but still holding Rao. What do you boys think of Rao to Neil and Gorn to Briggs? Or I can go Gorn to Jerry and Fisher to Whitfield. Why? Why do you need to trade Fisher? If Fisher's, is that assuming that Fisher's not back? Because if you've got trades, like if you've got trades to burn, if you can work it out, Rhea to Neil and Gorn to Jerry, that would be like that's my vote. But like if you don't have if you got like three trades left, Gorn to Sherry, that's all I do. Because if Fisher's going
yeah.
to play, I don't think you need to go to Whitfield. Ferns, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, why would he move Fisher? Worst case scenario, for some reason he didn't get up. It's 1 week at minimum at this point, you'd think. Also, I'm
Yep.
pretty sure there was a tweet today where there was really good news. He was running on the track again. Like,
He's
they
back in
seem
full
pretty
training.
positive
That's
he's
what I
going to be
thought.
playing. Yeah, yeah. So,
Unless his
like,
leg's fallen
I'd
off.
be pretty confident Fisher is playing. And also, he's definitely like a top 6 forward. So, like, there's no way you'd move him for like a points grab. Like, there's no way you're doing that. So, I would cross that one off the list. Rao to Neil. I like that. I mean, that's a lot of cash though, because what Rao is
Shit.
470 and Neil is 645. That's a
Yeah.
ton of cash.
I
So
don't know how like
God.
if you've got like 5 trades left and you've just got an absolute war chest sitting there, Real to Neil, Gorn to Jerry, lock that in. Absolutely lock that
Yeah.
in. If
I
you've got
think I've
if you've
worked it
got
out in my head.
four,
We talked about it just before, but Briggs is really cheap. And I think that's why the route to Neil can happen, because going to Briggs is making like 150K. So like that would be the only reason you can make that play. I don't think if you went Gorn to Cherry, you could make that play, because Cherry's expensive. Cherry's more than Gorn. You have to go up 4K.
if
So
if you've got 5 trades
I
left, then I would 100% do the first. If you've got 3 or less, I'd just go Gorn to Sherry. That's it. I wouldn't do
yeah,
anything
love
else.
that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferns, hit me with your C's and your VC and your C options, mate. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
Oh yeah. Look, I'll be honest. There's like 4 I really like this week. Obviously Dacos into Geelong. That's obviously a great shout. And I think a very easy one for most people, and you probably just jump on that and lock it in easy
Yep.
peasy. If DeConning gets up and you have him DeConning into English, I mean, his 5-round average is 144. His 3-round is 150. If you have DeConning this week, I would love that.
Even with
If
him
he's
being a
playing,
test.
I'd go VC him. So I wouldn't VC Dacos. I'd VC DeConning instead. If I had
Yep.
DeConning, go for the swing for the fences type play. In regards to C's, we have the Brisbane boys into West Coast. So if you got a Neil or a Dunks, obviously their form's been insane. I know it's away from home this time, but they've been really nuts. So I would feel pretty comfortable with a Dunk C. And me personally, I think I might look at Noah Anderson again. He's just been so good at home. He's so good at
Yeah.
home. So yeah.
If you own these 2 players, I would 100% go Merritt into Dunkley/Neil. If you can do that.
Yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
lock that.
Merritt's
Me
going to be insane
personally.
this week. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
Melbourne's already
absolutely.
depleted in the midfield, and now they don't have their ruck like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Merritt's a one I wasn't considering, but yes, if you have him, he just seems like lock and load.
I think I'm gonna go. Who does Will Phillips tag? He probably goes to Warner, doesn't he?
With Heaney out, yeah, probably. I don't think he has a golden.
No, I'm probably gonna go Dacos into Golden. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I probably will. That seems logical.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's going to be so nice trading Rankin out. So as we started the podcast with, Isaac Rankin can get fucked, and how we're going to end the podcast, Isaac Rankin can get fucked. Ferns, where can the listeners find you, my friend?
Yeah, so you can find me on X, Verns_SC Hub. But you can also find me on YouTube at just Verns Supercoach. I did my weekly review earlier today, saying that I didn't realize Govan was going to be a week. So I talked about probably a trade that I'm not even going to follow through with now, but don't worry about it.
No, perfect, mate. Perfect. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined us tonight on the live stream. All 142 of you, and everyone that's going to listen to the audio later. You can find me on X at Scoby_SC Hub. Check out the hub on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Linktree's in the bio, YouTube. Jump into the Discord as well because things are starting to heat up and we're getting things sorted out for obviously the NBL season and the BBL season, and then back into the NRL and to the AFL. So we've got some big things coming. Make sure you check that out. Thank you so much to everyone that's been here tonight, that's conversed with us, that's heard me, I guess, share my distasteful opinion of a certain Adelaide Crows player that, once again, can get fucked. So thank you so much. We'll be back here, same place, same time, next week. And maybe, just in fact, Joshy might join us. What do you reckon, Verns? What are your thoughts? Will he show up next week?
Oh, man. If I was a betting man, no. But I love a cheeky punt, so let's say yes.
I love that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.